Can't break fragments of silicon that are already broken.
All right, welcome to another installment of Fragments of Silicon. I'm your host, Adam. Joining me as always are Petty and Gallix. All right, let us get to the weekly events that we try to transcribe as the news. Gallix, why don't you start us off this week?
I don't really have anything special going on this week that I can think of. Um, I have a couple of. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm getting a little bit behind on new games since I haven't been able to really start Super Robot Wars Y yet because that has a long play session
Mhm. Also,
thing
we're starting to
generally.
get into the time of the year when
Uh,
all of the games are coming out.
and right, and I'm haven't gotten very far in Donkey Kong Bonanza, and we're getting to the part of year where lots of games are about to start coming out. I'm not entirely counting Silk Song in this because I don't expect to actually be able to get too far in it since I never actually played much of Hollow Knight,
hmm
but I might go back and try that at some point too. Plus, just more of my evenings have generally become taken up with between participating in and watching various streams. So,
hmm
but yeah, I think the shiny starter gift is probably gonna drop. The last one is gonna drop what later this week or next week or something.
mm
Or not starter shiny legendary, but yeah. That's pretty much where I am, I guess. Nothing really major going on here.
Okay, well, Petty, it's your go.
Existing. Soul's still being a little handful, but again, he is like 4 months old. So, I did on Saturday take him to get microchipped. So he now has a little microchip in his back that should he ever get out, they can scan it and be like, "Oh, he has a home." Which it does help, at least here where I live, it helps a lot because they will rather hold the kitty for you instead of, putting them up for adoption or worse, putting them down. So that's it. It should never be a problem where that needs to be scanned because I'm usually gonna have him in his backpack and or on his harness. But it's kind of like owning a fire extinguisher. It's real great to have it if you need it, but you never want to use it. So, next up, we need to see about getting him his booster shots, and then look into getting him a ride on the neuter scooter. So that's going to be fun, I guess. I've never had to deal with a male cat, being neutered. Usually, like my sister has a boy cat, but he's been neutered for 12 years at this point, and my mom's male cat was neutered before we got him. So I don't know how the process, post neuter to, you know, how that works out. Um as far as like other stuff that's been going on, I learned this morning that the Digimon National Championships are this weekend, and I had to look through boxes to help one of my friends get cards he needed to put his deck together. I thought it was next week and thought I had this weekend to look through it. And I was like, oh, shit. Apparently he's going to be over tomorrow to pick up the cards from me.
This week is also the EX10 release, isn't it?
I think maybe I don't have
I know
the
my
site
game
open.
stores said they were having it by the end of this week. I
Some
think.
some places are doing early pre-releases because I don't think Bandai really cares about what card shops do if it's within the week or not, as long as
Maybe. I mean, it's an EX set, so it's not
yeah.
like there's a special event for it.
And a
Okay,
lot of
it's
that,
not like it's not like there's a proper pre-release tournament for it.
yeah. Um, Friday, Gullux, Ogre, and I did finish Digimon World Dusk, and also went through a bit of the um Time Stranger demo. That's going to be fun. Hopefully, I can get that pre-order put in for. I guess we have to get the Steam version because nowhere else has the physical version. So I can't. I don't think I can get the Ageomon card. I mean, like I can probably get it online, and there are like other ways to get the specific card, but I can't get that art that comes with the physical edition.
Hmm.
Oh no, Sergeant World 2, oof. I never got into that. But yeah, I don't think I have any more ideas for any Friday streams until Time Stranger, just because Digimon games are fairly long, so we would need to hammer something out in what, 3 weeks?
Mm.
Yeah, well,
It's
2 weeks, because it comes out the 3rd. So yeah,
it's
that's
Yu-Gi-Oh's time to shine.
what?
It's Yu-Gi-Oh's time to shine.
It's a oh no, not the PS1 card game, Sergeant. I don't even have that. I would need to go look into getting that. I mean, it would be a fun lark, but at the same time, Hyper Coliseum, there's a reason why it didn't take off in the West.
I
Uh,
mean, they did kind of massacre the already complicated rules.
yes. As far as one of the fighting games, funny thing you mentioned that. Hopefully next week, for instead of doing a proper Fragments episode, I just need to find a NetPlay client, but we should be able to do Rumble Arena 2. I just need to find some way to make PCSX to work with NetPlay. And then we should be able to have some fun with that. Make sure you have a controller ready, Gulix.
Okay, but I'm ass at fighting games.
So am I. Well, it's a Smash Bros. Alike.
Platform fighter.
Yep. So
I guess that's a little better. It's the autism spectrum thing. I can't predict what other people are gonna do, so I just
it's fine. You can flail around like a wild man in this one and be fine.
uh,
The Digimon fighting games were never deep. But yeah, that's gonna be a hoot if we can get it sorted. I don't know if I have a backup plan if I can't get a net play thing set up. So, we'll figure something out. Um, but yeah, other than that, I think that's really all I've been doing this week. So, next.
It uh it's my go then. No. It's been a busy week. Just a lot of prep work for next week, and the myriad of out of town relatives that'll be flowing in, which is a cavalcade of emotions.
Mm.
In that I haven't seen, you know, not just my brother, but like I haven't seen my uncle in 5 years. It's just I'm not looking forward to the politics segment of that,
Yeah.
because try to guess the obvious volatility there.
Yeah. Careful not to
Like,
get RICO charges.
well, apparently don't say anything bad about Charlie Kirk, or you're going to get thrown off the air.
Yeah. More of
More on
that
that,
next show.
yeah. But and more prep is coming next few days. It's just a lot of cleaning, a lot of clearing out,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of logistics. Just it's been a while since done something like this, so um, it is occupying the time, um, and and that's on top of having to still deal with my mother's ailment.
Mm.
Like, cellulitis takes a long time to heal. I
And
mean,
does
she
not
did
heal
end up,
very fast, even,
well, she's also a senior
yeah.
citizen.
It doesn't
And
heal fast in the old, so.
yeah, but she went to the doctor a few days ago, and they said it's healing up. She needs to continue to stay off of it, and you know it's also, there's been so much non-use there that she's going to have to ease back into normal activities. Think of it along the lines of physical therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Not actual physical therapy. She
Yeah, I was
wasn't
just
that
about to
bad.
ask if you need like actual therapy or just
No, no, no. It's
ease
just,
into daily life, don't hurt
yeah,
yourself.
yeah, ease in. Not go like sprint marathon um in 2 weeks time or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that that was ever going to happen, but it's avoid the major strenuous activities is what she was advised to do.
Right.
So uh and as far as gaming goes, um almost done with BioShock 2's main campaign. um
I guess, are you gonna touch the DLC or?
Debating that.
Yeah, because
Like, I mean,
one of
P-
them was interesting from what I remember, and the other one was just plain bad.
BioShock 2, I don't know about the multiplayer DLC, but people swear by Minerva's Den. But
Eh.
um anyway, so that's my news. And yeah, once again we are without a guest this week. Um and I know it's frustrating to certain people when that happens, but I cannot magic guess to manifest.
Yeah,
Uh,
especially
like,
when they're not being paid to be here.
it's not just that, but it's unfortunately our station is such that we're not big enough where if we have a hole we could call someone up and fill it very quick,
Mm-hmm.
or something along those lines, on either show.
Right.
So scheduling gaps are just going to happen. Like, believe me, Mac thinks he's frustrated. Like, I'm the one who has to coordinate all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he wants to make sure there are guests on MSP, he could pick up the slack there.
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't about MSP. This is about this show. So, we we are filling the gap. We were initially going to look at the first episode of the Earthworm Jim television series, but we decided to back off since that series is actually owned by NBC Universal.
Shockingly, still after all of these years.
Yeah. So we thought it best to step back from that and tag in a different 90s series starring a animal. A bigger star, no less. As we're going to be looking at one of the 3 series that Sonic had in the 90s. I'm like, yeah, Sonic had 3 series in the 90s.
I mean, in fairness, with as big as he was, especially in the mid to late 90s, I'm shocked there weren't more.
I mean, this isn't counting the OVA.
Fair. The OVA was actually really good, but that's beside the point.
People go back and forth on that, but this is not that. This is we're not looking at the Saturday morning cartoon. We're not looking at Sonic Underground. We're looking at Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Technically speaking, the first Sonic the Hedgehog series. That's mainly on technicality because it premiered first, but it premiered about the same time as the ABC series.
They were more than likely in development together.
Yeah, they were in development in parallel. They were being done by the same studio.
Only one is far more beloved than the other.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, they sent the comedy series to syndication, and they sent the action series to ABC. I think that was I think that had to do with like the development process.
Also, just the times, like ABC Saturday morning was probably one of the bigger Saturday morning blocks at that time.
Possibly, I honestly don't know.
That's what we probably have to ask Kevin about.
Possibly, like, I mean, I do know that ABC would become the biggest player in the late 90s. It's honestly something that's not talked about a whole bunch. When we talk about late 90s cartoon, we talk about Fox Kids, Kids WB. ABC One Saturday Morning was actually the lead in ratings, but that's getting off track here. So the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, it's basically what if Sonic by way of Looney Tunes. Like,
yeah, that's about apt.
Yeah. And released
when things related to this showed up in the Archie comics later on, it was usually, I think, Gallagher was the writer they had that liked that kind of thing, writer or artist.
Yes.
I forget his full name, but
if I'm remembering correctly, this premiered in the fall of 1993, which, for those who's keeping score, would put it post Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yep.
And put it in. This is important because that means Tails is here. That also means like there are Sonic 2 elements. It's not a cartoon that was just based off of Sonic 1. That's actually an important thing to bring up because, like, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show was based off of the first 2 Mario games, but did not have elements of Mario 3 that came in the second series there. But that's a different topic for a different day.
Well, and also
So
at this point, Sonic CD is also out, so technically Metal Sonic exists, but I don't think
mm,
he shows up in this.
I
that's
think he
incorrect.
might in Sat AM.
Yeah, that's incorrect. Sonic CD was in development at this point. It hadn't come out until I think until the Christmas November.
September '93.
Still, that would still put it in development. That would put it around. It released around the time that this series released.
Yeah.
So it would not be surprising that they did not incorporate a game that was in development into their series.
Right.
Yeah. It's I don't think Sonic Spinball shows up here either.
Still, Tails was important in terms of getting Sonic another character to frickin' interact with. Literally, aside from that and the Doctor, they were literally mining the animals that you save from the random robots for characters. That's what all the
Right.
freedom fighters are.
Right. But we're not once again, we're not talking about Sat AM. We're talking about Adventures of the Sonic the Hedgehog series. Particularly the first episode 101, the Super Special Sonic Search and Smash Squad. This is important because Robotnik's henchmen, the Badniks, are 2/3 based off of Badniks from the Sonic series, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, i.e., Grounder and Coconuts are both enemy mobs in Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Mm-hmm.
We still don't know where Scratch came from.
I've heard
Dream.
some rumors of being that weird chicken that's always in a turret, but no, they never had a tall and skinny chicken guy.
Yeah. So with that in mind, let's get into it.
One second. I forgot to switch over audio devices. All right.
I was gonna say.
Let's
All right.
reset that.
This brings back memories.
I never had like ABC really in my area, or I think it was
again,
like Fox Kids, where we never got the cartoon block. They filled it with religious bullshit.
Once again, this isn't ABC. This was syndication. You had this Sonic the Hedgehog was more than likely playing on your local Fox affiliate or local not at that time, but a channel that would become a UPN affiliate, as it did me. I remember watching this on at that particular moment in time was a independent station that became a UPN affiliate.
Yeah.
So. And you know what the kids are into? The Flight of the Bumblebee.
Look, some kids shows just let the people doing their theme songs have fun with it.
I know. Also, this show was animated by Geek. And it's full on tilt hitting their acronym of do it cheap. Yeah.
Also, enjoy the weirdly brown tails. It lasts a while.
Civilization. Boy, I thought we.
And for some reason, we're gonna get Urkel to voice Sonic.
Yeah, that's one of
In
the
both of
weirdest
the
things from
shows.
this era.
All three shows.
Oh, right, I forgot about Underground. Underground wasn't continuous with the other. I mean, Underground wasn't at the same time as the other two, though.
Yeah, Underground was about 5 years later.
We may do much to each other. We do? Yeah, don't you remember how we
Once
first
again,
met?
this is pure Looney Tunes.
All started before you were born.
Before you were born.
We met before you were
Yes, I
born.
come to this deserted village.
Where is everybody?
I mean, they're robots, so...
And if you have any sense, you hide too.
Hiding?
Funny.
Also, this can't be too far in the past because Tails is there.
Hey, lady, which way is the Bounty Hunters convention?
I think this guy showed up in Mean Bean Machine.
In this town.
Maybe. I have only played like the first 5 levels of Mean Bean Machine. I was never good at it.
A party for bad guys, Tails. And I'm gonna.
I didn't. Yeah, I haven't really clicked with Puyo Puyo either.
I've called you all together because you're the worst assortment of low-life mercenaries I ever made.
Another
Holy
hallmark
shit.
of.
You're malicious. You're my kind of rotten.
Look,
You can tell which of the models they put the money in.
Ever since I lost my genius plan,
like, look. This series is not known for looking
one troublemaking
the
teenager
least bit
has made me
good.
tear every hair from my beautiful head. You took the words right out of my mouth. I hate that hedgehog. He ruins my scheme.
Bro
God,
needs to go to a dentist.
He escapes my traps.
God, they use that
He helps
what's the name of it? That sample with the breaking dish.
But no more. No more. I am hereby declaring Sonic the Hedgehog as Mobius's most wanted fugitive. To ensure his
Because he
immediate
can
capture,
do that
I am
somehow.
offering you the biggest reward in bounty hunter history. 1 billion Mobiums, alive or otherwise.
Question from the crowd.
You can't actually use the word death.
I'm worth way
Because it's a
more
kid's
than
show in the
that.
90s.
There he is. Get him. I want that hedgehog.
Whoa!
That was some terrible timing.
Yeah.
In terms of the jokes.
Waiting.
What are these things even supposed to be?
I don't know. I'm scared.
I'm over there.
I'm sorry.
That shouldn't have worked.
Let's go, bro. Sorry.
Look, they're not very smart robots.
Makes you sick, doesn't it?
I mean,
I want to make sure they follow.
that may be the actual point that they're conveying,
Lit up
since
and surround 'em.
Scratch and Grounder are considered to be an upgrade, and they're the stupid cartoon henchmen of the series.
And remember, for all bounty hunters, admission is free.
Okay, did they just look at objects and say, that's going to be a robot?
Maybe?
Like, they're the robotic...
Look, if you were a mad scientist who made robots,
Like, why do we have a robotic bike pump here?
Don't let go.
Now, I'm still not over how shit all these designs are. I miss Bugs Bunny. And the Roadrunner.
Cartoon physics.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Told you not to let go. You know, I sure have fun.
The fun's over, Hedgehog.
Is he serious?
I don't think anything about this series is serious. Okay, this doesn't even make sense from a joke perspective.
No, it doesn't.
Like, William Tell, but with a club. What? Somehow we got the, mid-2000s postmodern human.
Miserable hedgehog. Okay, so I had a small setback. The battle has just begun.
Who are you talking to?
It will take
The voices in his
your
head.
vile and wicked genius to create the perfect robots to capture that hedgehog. I'll make them strong. Fearless. Ferocious.
It was at this point that it was perhaps still slightly unclear what Robotnik's reason for doing this was.
But unlike the
To fill
other
time,
robots,
I suspect.
Basically.
will be brilliant.
For catching Sonic. I mean, in the Sad AM thing where there's an actual plot, it's obviously because he's resisting his takeover of the everything.
Who am I? Why am I here? Are you my mother?
Yes.
No!
This went into a weird area very quickly.
Yeah.
You
This is
are
where
the
you
very
hit the
first
off switch
member
on
of my new
on the dude and start over.
Smash Squad. I have designed you to be the ultimate in hedgehog hunters. And now, to make you twice
Because
Why
when you
didn't
think
you
of
use
the
it?
ultimate in
I'm going to
yeah,
clone
ultimate
you.
in hedgehog hunters, you think chickens.
I can't stand pain.
I guess
Perhaps I need
kind of
to
ostrich in there too? I don't know.
No, it won't hurt. Ouch-a-doodle! I'll just drop your tail feather into the Robomatic machine to produce your exact twin.
I don't think that's how that works.
Possible this one.
That's why it's mad science.
That lever? I'm not supposed to pull that lever. How was I to know? I was just hatched. Oh. Voila! Your identical twin brother. My twin? Am I that ugly? That last lever caused some slight modification.
It would be nice if something were actually something were actually happening here.
Yeah.
Ever built. He made me first. I'm his
And now a vaudeville routine for no adequately explored reason. Disturbing.
A little bit, yeah.
So what is this music?
I don't know. I think somebody might have fucking had a stroke at the keyboard.
Stop it! I'm ordering you to catch.
I once again wanted to point out that there are many reasons why this cartoon isn't particularly beloved by the Sonic fan base.
Yeah.
He should be in charge of catching Sonic. He's giving them my job. I'll show him. I'll capture Sonic.
And
first.
here is Coco Nuts, kind of the special guest star of the robotic villain troupe for some reason. As in, he would occasionally show up
Whoa. Hi, Matt.
and
That's my kind of
menace the hedgehog, but he wasn't any better at it. He was just,
2 chili dogs to go, Slow-mo on the
he just had less screen time.
Huh? I'm waiting. Hey, I'm growing a beard out here. You munched your last chili dog yesterday, Hedgehog.
I suppose it's also worth noting that this is where Sonic the Hedgehog's inexplicable love of chili dogs comes from. I mean, both this and Sad AM, but it's a thing that started in the cartoon. I don't know why, but it's there. It took a while for it to get into the actual games. Like, I don't think it popped in the games until, like, God, Sonic and the Secret Rings or Sonic Unleashed?
No way! In the name of Dr.
I don't
Robotnik,
remember.
I declare open season on hedgehogs. That's the last time we
Christ, the
buy
picture didn't
kudos from
start
that guy.
spinning. That's usually how that gag goes. Also, no idea where we're supposed to be. Like, it's important to note that of all the things that this cartoon is disregarding, it's disregarding the geography of the actual Sonic the Hedgehog world quite extensively.
I mean, what geography?
South Island, West Island,
That's true. I mean, so does SatAM, unless you assume everything is just on an island that's arbitrarily big.
right. But SatAM may be the bigger disregarder because this series will occasionally have one of the zones from the game. Like, I do remember a Casino Night Zone showing. And I think a few others, like Marble Zone, show up.
Yeah.
I recall that at least sometimes in the comics they treated the zones as
Now that's what I
like
call the missing
alternate
link.
dimensions.
Sonic, I'm starving. Can we find
Sometimes
some
they're alternate
Cheetos?
dimensions. Sometimes they're
You got
kind
it,
of like
Ace. Let's
states
race.
almost, or like regions.
Yeah.
Honestly, Sonic lore was a complete mess until like last year, but
Yeah. Ian Flynn had the unfortunate job of sorting this shit show out.
Give me 20 minutes to finish
Right, but
landscape.
at the time of Adventures of the Sonic the Hedgehog, there really wasn't a lot of Sonic lore in general.
right, there was like
But
there was like a partial series Bible that existed in Japan that the American staff didn't get to see.
Yeah.
right, which is why we got not so much inconsistencies as whole cloth plot inventions as soon as the
Well, like
first
the
game.
Killer War thing,
Yeah,
and roboticization, possibly.
Well, and I think the beautiful irony of the Bible only being in Japan is, for a long time, Sonic was a lot bigger in America than it was in Japan. Like, people in
Still
Japan
is.
like Sonic, but it's a lot bigger in the US.
Sonic the Hedgehog was never big in Japan. Like,
I mean, it was big enough to keep it going.
not really. Like, the words Sonic the Hedgehog Who came up during the Saturn era. Like, oh, yeah, over here in the West, like, Sonic was seen as the big gun. In Japan, it was Virtua Fighter. That is apparently one of the reasons why Sonic Team became Sonic Team, because
Virtua Fighter started on the Genesis?
no. Sonic Team became Sonic Team because they learned that people in Japan didn't know what Sonic was.
Oh.
Once again, we've got warmed over Looney Tunes gags here with none of the charm or confidence. That's really kind of the overriding piece to this program.
Robotnik should have briefed those guys about my triple spin.
How's it feel?
Triple spin?
Excuse me,
That's what he calls
there's
his
outbreak
buzzsaw
of
maneuver.
chickenpox in the area.
Oh no!
I'll have to perform an emergency examination.
Huh.
See ya.
Insert RFK Jr. joke here.
Yeah. More qualified, though.
Very serious. Wait right here. Don't move.
At least this doctor believes in shots and vaccines.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
what you need is more iron in your diet. Feel better?
Are they still alive?
Here they come.
Parts literally popped out from the hole.
Sometimes
They're
I
comedic
wish
cartoon
Dr. Robotnik
characters.
hadn't
Even if
made
they
us
weren't
so
robots, they're
resistant.
practically invincible.
He made you too dumb to quit.
We're sending in
And if
someone
they
to
weren't,
shoot.
none of this would be funny. Allegedly,
Yeah, there's a reason why people like Sad AM more.
there are several reasons. It's just what I find actually funny is Sad AM is the cartoon series that Sega Japan hated, not this piece of shit.
Give yourself up.
Okay, just don't hurt him.
Really?
Fucking
Like,
Right, Dr. Robotnik? We got Sonic.
that's not even consistent with your own cartoon logic. We just saw the hedgehog buzzsaw through solid rock.
yeah.
Remember, we're operating on toon physics. Whatever is funniest works.
Sonic is my
Right.
prisoner. You think I'm gonna spend my life on sanitation duty? No. Dr. Robotnik will make me head of the SSSS squad.
No way, Coco Nerd. Not if those two escape. That rope can break any sec. Put him here in the cage. The key's on Grounder's belt.
Yeah, good thinking.
Yes.
I mean, never
Wow,
mind. Those
that's-
bars were so wide they could literally just walk out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sonic, but I think we're in trouble. Here comes Robotnik.
Wind up those tails, little bro. We need us a dust storm.
Like,
Telephone repairman. I have an order to check here on Mr. Grounder's Robocom phone.
That's funny. It was working great a few minutes ago.
Over here, please. This is the control tower. Come in, Dr. Robotnik.
I'm engulfed in a dust cloud.
Don't worry. I'll guide you in. Do you see the red lights?
I bet that this is a thing that will never come up
See
again.
them.
You are 3 feet above the ground. Cut your engines.
Uh-oh. Scratch! Grounder! Where are you?
Bro, they're dead.
That phone!
The robot you have reached has been discombobulated, and the hedgehog you've been chasing got away. Have a nice day.
And that's how all of us met.
I hate that story! You got away!
Why can't stories have happy endings?
Hey, this one ends real happy. Thanks for the memories, Slow-Mo.
You could have done that at any time, Sonic.
Yeah. Oh God.
Only when it was funny, but
No. Now we have to get the cartoon hedgehog with
No way,
the
Tails.
seriousness
This is
and the
friendly. 911 is
PSAs.
for real emergencies. If we call 911 for assistance, someone who really needed help would be in trouble.
Remember,
If there's a
don't
fire
call
or someone's
911,
trying to break
kids.
in your home, or somebody's
yeah, that's
been
kind
hurt,
of not a
that's
good.
when you call 911.
It's kind of not a good lesson.
Disaster.
Maybe we shouldn't be giving this advice to a fucking cartoon hedgehog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't apply. The parameters for Sonic the Hedgehog and Jimmy from Calgary are different. Jimmy from Calgary is like 5.
Good to know.
Also, Robotnik died.
Nah, he's a 2 and he'll be fine.
And that was Adventures of the Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yep.
Worse than I remember it. I remember it being pretty bad back in the day. Like, I remember when I first watched this, I didn't think it was very good.
I've heard there are some good and/or funny episodes, but the
Yeah.
first one was very
Yeah.
boilerplate.
I vaguely remember the memes of the Sonic says one was smoking involved.
That's one of them.
The smoking and the bad touch are the ones that people actually remember.
Yeah.
And the dryer. Like, the drier one comes up as well.
We
But
might need to go hunt down an edit of just all the Sonic Says ones to laugh at.
maybe right after we watch pork chop sandwiches
Dare I ask?
later.
Fair enough.
Anyway, Petty, when you can, play us to the next segment.
Yeah, I should probably do that. Shit, it happened. I just forgot
I was gonna
to
say,
play it for you
I
guys.
heard the music play on the thing, but
My bad.
anyway, we should be ready to go.
Yeah.
All right. So, welcome to the topic of discussion. As is the custom, we are going to be talking about the latest Nintendo Direct, which, at time of recording, happened about 5 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the very, very rare Friday morning Nintendo Direct. Couldn't tell you why they picked that particular day, but
It's when
it
when they were releasing the things they wanted to shadow drop.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'm trying to remember what they shadow dropped because
A few
yeah,
demos.
The DLC for Bonanza
Yeah.
and one of the third-party games were playable now, I think, or playable later today.
right. It wasn't the most notable of shadow drops.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so as expected, Nintendo has laid down its cards for the holiday season and right into next year. But
So Metroid Prime 4 not being delayed.
not a
Mm-hmm.
surprise. It's just
You'd be surprised. Some people were definitely expecting it to be,
I
or at
suppose,
least getting worried.
but yeah, Metroid Prime 4 is occupying December 4th, which has sent waves of panic through the Metroid community. Um, uh, I swear that the very on edge about a whole bunch of things.
What is it this time?
It just comes down to like Nintendo doesn't have faith in Metroid Prime. I think they're trying to explain why the trailers were bad, like at least in their estimation. I think it's just because they're not jiving with what we saw in the latest trailer, i.e., the motorbike and the open world stuff.
Yeah, at least open world areas or open zone areas, and yeah, Samus has a bike and
Yeah.
a fancy red suit that I think we already saw once.
As it turns out, the bike is also a suit.
Mm.
I didn't see it was I know it has an AI.
Well, the thing
Because
is
its
that
name is apparently Viola.
yeah, that got revealed in Nintendo Today news nugget. But that's the whole her putting her arms into where the handlebar should be. That's signifying that this is actually a suit.
Oh, it had yeah. I noticed that it had like direct control that way, but it's not a suit like the Varia suit or the Gravity suit.
Right. But it is still like considered to be a suit, the Viola suit.
Okay.
At least that is the understanding at this point. But yeah, like it's operating in much the same way as the morph ball does. I.e., goes to third person mode when you drive around on the motorbike.
Mm-hmm.
You but yeah, the point is like the Metroid fan bases, a good chunk of them are on edge because I think they're really afraid of this game underperforming. Which
Or
fair
not
enough.
living up to the hype, which the game has taken a long enough time that there's basically no way for it to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's not just that, it's also Metroid Prime 4 has had a rocky development process.
Prime 4,
Um,
Other
Notably,
M.
they restarted it at least once.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it had a rocky development in the sense that the game was rebooted and the developers changed, but we really haven't heard anything rocky since then.
Yeah.
Like,
We haven't heard much at all since then.
well, that's because once again, they literally scrapped the game
Mm-hmm.
um and restarted at a new studio.
And they
Of
were
course,
decent a way through before the reboot.
yeah. So, yeah, that's a big reason why it's taken so long to get
Yeah.
Metroid Prime 4. Like, anyway, I'm sure we could continue to talk about every single detail about Metroid Prime 4, but this
Mhm.
wasn't the Prime 4 Direct, which is a thing that's going to happen.
Mhm.
Um, that does seem to be Nintendo's MO for every major game that they release from now on. But we should probably mention that a big chunk, definitely the biggest chunk of the direct was over Mario's 40th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Yay for anyone who cares.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to care about. As we've gotten a whole slew of new stuff and old stuff. Like, we're getting Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2 ported.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Which is good because Galaxy 2 kind of got left behind, and while it does not have the story satisfyingness of the first Galaxy game, it has generally been extremely well regarded in terms of, the actual gameplay challenges it presents.
Yeah, and Galaxy 1 was on that one collection thing. That's now like $100.
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Good thing I got it cheap on clearance.
Yeah. As well as in terms of other old things, Super Mario Brothers Wonder is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, which, yeah, seemed like one of the most obvious moves that Nintendo could make.
I mean,
Um,
I
With
guess.
added multiplayer
Yeah.
minigame
Yeah.
thing.
Well, it's like Mario Brothers Wonder was one of those that didn't have that much performance issues that I remember on Switch 1.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't so much performance issues as graphical issues because, like, I remember Arlo complaining about how ugly the game looked on the Nintendo Switch, like blurry and shit,
Hmm.
which, you know, might have been the screen he was using. Like, I'm not sure if he was using a regular model or an OLED.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Um,
Anyway,
uh,
it's a pretty recent game. It can presumably use it. They're adding some new content. It's a reason to maybe want to buy a Switch 2 if you're super into Mario.
yeah. On the non-game front, we're getting the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It's a move that is surprising people because I think uh, we thought we were moving to Mario World with the
Mhm.
Yoshi tease.
Yeah, World would have been the next scaling. I was thinking about why they were skipping to Galaxy, and I was thinking about all the intervening games, and Super and 64 don't really, or numbers and 64 don't really work. World would have worked. Sunshine really refers to that specific plot.
Sunshine would
And
be one
might
of
be
those ones
awkward to
that
do
might just get
otherwise.
like a small like OVA type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. They could have done a Sunshine movie, but I don't think that they I would not have expected them to do that.
Yeah.
And then Odyssey is the most recent, so they were probably going to save that for like third or fourth.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but yeah, the main thing was I realized there haven't actually been that many Mario games that have subtitles that work for a movie.
Or much of a plot, if we're being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, in terms of new Mario games, weirdly enough, the announcement there was Mario Sport. I know
Yeah,
that wasn't
we're
like
getting another new tennis.
yeah.
Hopefully it's better than the last one.
I think it
Aces
looks like it is.
like Aces seemed was pretty well received.
Or the one before Aces then. There was one that people
Yeah,
despised with a burning passion.
I thought
that
even
was
Aces people thought was like it was good for what it was, but what it was wasn't a whole lot.
yeah. But anyway, we got Mario Tennis Fever, which looks to be coalescing around different rackets.
Mm.
And it does promise to have a adventure mode, and we're probably going to learn more about this in its own direct, though this is for
Mhm.
next year.
Yeah.
Now,
It is another Camelot game, so as expected, it is a Mario Sports game RPG or Mario Sports game RPG.
yep. Now, weirdly enough, the lead title in this Mario celebration is a Yoshi game. I know, Yoshi is a Mario character and all that stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
I consider Yoshi games to be a separate thing from Mario.
They're so different gameplay wise than your traditional Mario.
It's more associated lore-wise and stuff, or franchise closeness-wise than Donkey Kong, though.
Mm.
It's still a bit weird that we're using the Mario anniversary to announce a new Yoshi game. Once
That's
again,
true, and it is also a Yoshi game that does not have Mario in it so far as we know, or
yeah,
even Baby Mario.
like it's not unrelated. Like it's not like they used it to announce, say, a Zelda game or something like that. But
Mhm.
it's still, yeah, like, and there were definitely like Mario spin-offs that would have been less appropriate. Wario, for example.
Mhm.
But
It looks good though.
yeah,
Yoshi going around
well,
into a storybook to catalog all information about all the weird little critters.
people definitely seem to be higher on this than they were about on Crafted World. Like
Mhm.
people just were never that into the game.
Well,
Well,
Crafted World was like the third iteration of the idea of it's a Yoshi game, only stuff is yarn. And also the first one was, hey, same thing but with Kirby.
also Kirby's Epic Yarn did it better.
I'm not going to debate about quality here because I haven't really played much of either of them, but it drew comparisons to that even from the very beginning.
Hmm. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of Mario stuff,
Mm-hmm.
as you'd expect.
From the Mario company. I mean the Nintendo company.
Yeah.
Also, kind of a lot of Pokemon stuff for a non-Pokemon explicit direct. Though that has been somewhat controversial for
Right.
reasons.
Yes. What he's referring to is Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension.
Namely, announcing paid DLC before the actual release of the game, which, yeah, kind of tacky.
I mean it
And
is, but at the
also,
same
and
time they're
also,
working on printing the game to cart right
mhm.
now.
Yeah,
It's also
and it's not like it's actually going to be available on it's going to be available for purchase, but the only thing you get if you do it immediately is some fucking uh
I
an
mean,
outfit with like neon light sleeves and pants.
it does need to be said that the Pokemon series really is the harbinger of the most amount of modern day gaming crimes out of all of
Mhm.
Nintendo's franchises.
Mhm. Also, some people were really mad about there being like the Kalos starters, Greninja, Chestnut, and Delphox getting Mega Forms, but their stones are being only made if you compete in the ranked PvP mode,
Yeah.
which the
Oh yeah,
existence of that doesn't surprise me since this is a battle-based game. uh the ranked, like, they have not said how much or how well you have to do that in order to actually get the things.
Right.
It probably will not be that high, but yeah, they want to incentivize people to do it because otherwise that helps increase the numbers of people doing it.
That kind of
um
hurt. Not incentivizing multiplayer is what's kind of hurting Scarlet and Violet.
uh, and some people are very mad that they are had not been paying for Nintendo Online, and now they have to pay for Nintendo Online if they want to do this, presumably.
Yeah.
oh, also, some people were pissed off at the XY teas. Like, not
Oh
a
yeah,
great
the X and Y Raichu.
yes. Like there were a few people who thought this was the announcement for, an XY remake,
They're
which
not
is
I
it is the next Pokemon games due for a remake.
no,
No, it
Black
is
and White.
not. They have not done Black and White yet.
I keep forgetting that exists. Like,
It was better than X and Y, story-wise.
Yeah.
so they haven't done Black and White yet?
Nope, they
No.
released a card game
Ah,
based
that
on the
might be
Black and
why.
White Mons, but
The latest actual remake was, let's remake Diamond and Pearl again.
only worse.
All
And
right.
at the time, Diamond and Pearl were the Oh no, yeah, no, it was no, never mind. It was just remaking Diamond and Pearl. I was thinking they remade Diamond and Pearl. They made Diamond and Pearl and then immediately remade Gold and Silver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, they remade Diamond and Pearl, and not well. Or alternately too well.
It was too faithful.
Right.
And so on the flip side of the coin, we have Pokemon Pokopia.
Pokopia, as in Poke
Yeah.
Utopia,
Yeah,
I guess. In Japanese, it's Poke Pokemon, I think.
yeah.
Mm. And this
I don't
is
know.
the let's rip off Stardew Valley Pokemon edition.
Stardew Valley, a little bit of
Minecraft.
Minecraft, Dragon Quest Builders.
Also, let's introduce existential dread to
This is not the
Pokemon
first
again.
time that a Ditto has transformed into It is the first time that a Ditto has transformed into a human and then transformed its body parts to still use Pokemon moves.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But it's also that Ditto's trainer is dead. Very, very dead. I want
Probably,
to
yeah.
Yeah. It's fine. What's the worst that can happen in the Rapture? Wait, what?
yeah. Yeah, still
But yeah, cute
people are looking.
Pokemon Town Builder, apparently.
Yeah. I'm sure my nephews and niece are going to go nuts over that game when they learn it exists.
Do they have a Switch, or is this coming to mobile?
They don't have a Switch, but they're very into both Pokemon and Minecraft.
Mm.
So, just by proxy, it's the kind of thing that would interest them.
Mm.
Anyway, so among all the contentious topics from this Nintendo Direct, we haven't gotten to perhaps the most contentious, surprisingly. And that is the Virtual Boy hitting the Nintendo Switch Online.
I don't think people are theoretically mad about them putting the Virtual Boy on the Nintendo Online, because the but people are mad about the fact that you need to purchase either a very expensive plastic peripheral or a less expensive but not free cardboard peripheral to do it properly. Because I guess these people would prefer that they just make a port of these games that is just in 2D and does not use the Virtual Boy gimmick at all. Which, fair, I guess, but that's more work than they've put into any of the other
I mean,
online
I'm a
ones.
fan of not having eye strain.
Look, if they couldn't fucking program it so that there was any way to import any Pokemon into Pokemon Stadium, they're not going to de-interlace or whatever the fuck the Virtual Boy signal.
Fair.
Right. I'm like, but it's also, how do I put this? The the fan base here is kind of telling on themselves
Mm-hmm.
because they're getting like not just on this Virtual Boy simulacrum, but also the latest round of amiibos, which are going to be costing like $50.
The big ones are $50.
Right. Still, very expensive for amiibos. That's the tariffs here, people.
Yeah, it's
But,
these are apparently cheaper in Canada and in Europe.
yep. But putting that aside, like people are grumbling that that they have to have these things without you don't have to engage in some of this. Like you don't have to buy the amiibos.
Right.
And as far as the Virtual Boy thing, yeah, like them not doing a 2D version, I get it. Like my brother had a Virtual Boy. Like it was headache inducing to other people. I never got a headache from the Virtual Boy.
The Virtual Boy would
I
probably fuck me up, seeing how literally I tried one of the relatively modern VR headset was thrown from the back of a Best Buy.
very possibly. But like the whole 3DS thing, look, I couldn't tell you why Nintendo never did that. That's one of those only Nintendo knows why it did or didn't do a thing, and
Maybe there was some reason why they couldn't make a light enough weight emulator for it. I don't know.
Yeah. Like we are well past the 3DS being alive for that to matter. Like even if they had released the Virtual Boy games on the 3DS, that would not have precluded them from re-releasing them on the Switch or Switch 2.
Right.
So that's just kind of a hollow dead end argument there. Now, what is a bit unusual is Nintendo has actually broken a few NSO traditions here. It's understandable because the Virtual Boy had such a limited library that there wasn't much call or reason to keep their pipeline in the shadows. But so they've revealed the whole gamut of games that are coming to the Virtual Boy. Which
which is
interesting.
all but like one of the US ones and then like one or two that were never actually released here.
More than that, it's still like the lineup still equates out to 14 games. It's just some of the games were Japan only releases, and
Yeah,
there
we're
are
not getting Nestor's Funky Bowling and I think one
yeah,
other, and we are getting
we're not
the
getting
frickin' Cthulhu mystery game and a
yeah,
Japan only bowling game.
yes. Yeah, we're not getting Nestor's Funky Bowling, and nobody seems to really know why. They're like, if I had to speculate, it might be rights issues around the Nestor character himself.
Though that would be weird.
It'd be weird, but it wouldn't be that unusual. Like, if not the Nestor character, then maybe the Hester character. Nestor's twin that was invented for this game. There's all sorts of weird right issues that can arise to torpedo a thing. But the much more obvious submission was Water World.
Right, that was the other one.
Yeah. Which makes sense because the company that put that out, Ocean, has not existed in quite a long time. Then again, if Nintendo could track down whatever rights holders to Innsmouth no Yakata, they could probably track down who has Waterworld. It's just I don't think they wanted or was particularly interested in getting Waterworld.
Honestly, that game didn't even look that particularly good back in the day.
No, it didn't.
I was looking through them and it reminded me all these years later of frickin' Dragon Hopper was a game that was going to be on the Virtual Boy and it looked really cool in the few promo shots that there were of it. It was supposed to be like a multi-layer top-down platforming thing where you play as a cute little dragon guy.
Yeah.
And it never got made for, obvious reasons.
Yeah. But yeah, like Nintendo is really like they are getting some of the holy grails of Virtual Boy released alongside the more mundane affair. Like, as in, we got golf, we got Mario Clash, we got Telro Boxer.
We got one of the best Wario games.
Yeah. Virtual Boy Wario Land, which, while not as common as, say, Telro Boxer, isn't one of the rare ones either.
No, it's notable because it's one of the few Virtual Boy games that everybody generally, I think the consensus is worth playing if you have the ability to play it.
Right.
Whereas a lot of the Mario Clash is Mario Brothers original only in 3D.
And not as good. Like,
yeah.
I have played.
By in 3D, I mean there's a front row and a back row in addition to like a top and a bottom.
Yeah, but this is this is also bringing to the table the likes of 3D Tetris, Innsmouth no Yakata. That's the
It's a Cthulhu horror game, yeah. Or
Lovecraftian
yeah.
first person shooter thing. Jack Brothers.
Yeah, the first ever US localized Megami Tensei game because sure. Is it a particularly good one? No, why do you ask? But
actually, like, it's a good game. It's just for a Shin Megami Tensei game, it's very unusual.
Yeah.
But like, also, you're like, for people who are complaining about the Virtual Boy pricing of the fake thing, try getting into actual Virtual Boy collecting.
Oh God.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Some people
because
think it might be a more approachable target due to the fact that there's literally only like 14 games to collect.
22
Yeah,
and
14 US ones and international.
and according to a friend of the show, Chris Kohler, they are bringing out by far the most expensive collectible game in the virtual bowling.
Mhm.
This is actually the last Virtual Boy game that ever came out. So printings were very rare.
Mhm.
It's actually a pretty good bowling game, and apparently retail, it commands a $10,000 price point.
Jeez.
Keep in mind that's like mint in the box level, but
Or you
still,
could get a used car.
look, we do have to talk about the collector scene at some point because the fucking price gouging is off the scale.
Yeah.
I'm still a little bit incensed over the whole, hey, you can make it worth more forever if you seal it in a solid block of plastic so it can never be touched or breathed on or, God forbid, played.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, 14 games over here, 15 in Japan because they're also getting virtual fishing, which is a fishing game, but in like Black Bass or something like that. The reason we're not getting it is unlike some other Japanese only games, you need to know Japanese to play this one.
Hmm.
Now, as far as the missing goes, other notable omissions here are Space Squash. That's a third-party game.
Squash as
well.
in wall ball, the sport.
Yeah, except it's got a sci-fi bent to it.
Look, for all I know, it was a fucking 3D side-scrolling platformer starring a gourd, so
Fair.
honestly, that would have been more
In
interesting.
your brain, does he call himself Engorgeless? I'll see
Not
myself out.
usually.
Yeah. Virtual League Baseball. And the another one of the rare expensive ones, Virtual Lab, which is also generally considered to be one of the worst games of all time. Oh, and also the other licensed game not showing up is SD Gundam Dimension War. And also, curiously, also not there, Panic Bomber. But then again, getting Konami to participate in the Nintendo Classic stuff is...
Oh, right, that was a Bomberman
yeah,
related thing, wasn't it?
yeah. So, anyway, geez, there's still quite a bit more here. I suppose next up is mentioning Nintendo's big unveil, the one last thing that they pulled here, which is
New
new
Fire
Fire
Emblem,
Emblem.
possibly set in the same universe as Three Houses,
Not
although
surprising.
probably with a time gap. But yeah, the stinger for the preview showed Sothis, who is the goddess that is in your head for a chunk of Three Houses,
Yeah.
saying, effectively kept you waiting, didn't I?
Yeah. Boy, I do not envy the team having to make something canonical out of Three Houses, given how
I think it's
intense.
probably set significantly further in the future or else in the past,
I'm
but
like,
we'll see.
yeah,
Yes, Three Houses is wildly divergent depending on who you play as.
right. It's also,
Plus, there's the Warriors spin-off that, probably has as much argument to being a canon route as anything to having canon roots as the actual game does.
yeah. Well, it's also, oh god, the shipping.
Mhm.
Three Houses shipping. I'm so
I'm
tired.
just glad they've given up on the fucking baby dimension.
Mm,
We
right.
don't need to have second generation characters generally.
Like, anyway,
Unless there's a like actual story reason why you need it.
yeah. And prior to that, we got the announcement that Resident Evil Requiem is doing a day and date release on the Nintendo Switch 2. And
Mhm.
coming along with that is Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, and Resident Evil Village. So,
Oh, and I read a thing beforehand that they said that that's one of the weird leaks was that there were going to be 7 games with 7 in this thing, and I don't know if there were, but there were a lot.
I think didn't
Because there
Japan
was
get an
Resident
extra
Evil
game?
7, huh?
Didn't or oh, are we talking like the collection? I thought you were talking like directing the whole. Never mind. Don't
Well,
mind me.
we got Resident Evil 7 announced, Final Fantasy 7 announced, Dragon Quest 7 sequel or remake re-announced.
Mhm.
mhm,
Uh, Disgaea 7 was in there,
yes.
but didn't go through the whole thing again to double check if they were like the last whatever 2.
Mm. Still,
We got a tiny bit more information on Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment, mostly the date, I think, and also the box art, which had a bit more visual information on the totally not Link robot that is going to be in there, because we're all very clear that Link did not exist in Hyrule at that point in time.
right.
Oh, and Hades 2, like a week from now,
Yeah.
timed console exclusive on the Switch 2 and Switch, I think, but.
Yes.
Oh, and a third or fourth Monster Hunter Warriors game? Monster Hunter
Stories. I think
Stories
it's
game.
3.
I think it's yeah, I was gonna say 3, but there was always the chance that there was one that was Japan only or one I didn't know about.
Yeah. Anyway, there were more announcements at the Nintendo Direct, but I think we're going to wrap up because it's,
Mhm.
the list just goes to random indie games like
Yeah.
Stormlanders and Dinkum and Suika Games Planet.
Those and Nintendo 2 editions of things that probably already exist.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess the only notable one is Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade.
Oh, no, no, no. Another notable one is Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly, is getting its second remake.
Is that the favorite one in the series?
Seemingly so. Because Fatal Frame actually got a Wii make back in the day that
Mhm.
never came out in the US. Came out in Europe, but never here. So I guess technically speaking, Fatal Frame 2 never got remade, but Project Zero 2 did.
Mhm.
Um,
So yeah,
so
I think aside from the specific beef about the Pokemon stuff, the biggest angst I think I saw, and some of this was from Arlo over this particular one, was that not enough Switch 2 killer apps slash exclusives, which I guess,
like
but also that's not really what I care the most about.
like like I think it comes down to like they don't see a Mario or a proper 3D Mario platformer or Zelda game or something like that. Um,
Mhm.
the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be fine. It's just they're using different IP and different Mario spin-offs. Plus, you know, yeah, the cross-gen thing can be frustrating, but was it any less frustrating than when it happened with the Nintendo Switch 1?
The only time it
Remember?
wasn't frustrating is when Xbox basically did the cross-gen for free.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, that's the bit of bullshit with Nintendo here. Like they're doing they're doing next gen improvements, but charging $10 for it.
Mhm.
I mean, even with that, some of the ones that don't have actual new content and just performance enhancements are free.
Yeah.
But
Right,
yes.
but I'm talking more like Breath of the Wild's upgrade and Tears of the Kingdom, which are pure like performance, and I don't, or smartphone integration. Ooh, like
A smartphone
I'm not
integration
impressed.
that will be broken in like 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed by that second screen shit in 2013 when Microsoft was pushing it.
Mhm.
Now, but like Nintendo coming out with a new Fire Emblem game is
Mhm.
is fine. A new Yoshi game, etc., etc., etc. Like, there may be a bit of cause of concern with the big Nintendo Switch 2 only game this fall season, being Kirby Air Riders.
Oh, that's Switch 2 only? I thought that was on both.
No, it's Switch 2 only as far as I know. Which I guess first of all depends on how you view Hyrule Warrior, The Age of Imprisonment.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like, because that is like Nintendo technically considers that a third party game, at least in Japan, because Koei Tecmo publishes it over there, but over
Mhm.
here it's a first party game. It's like Mario and the Rabbids. Like, okay, yeah, it was made by Ubisoft, but it's a fucking first party title. Like, who are you trying to kid? Like, there is zero chance that this game is appearing anywhere else but the Nintendo Switch 2.
Mhm.
And even though it's not Switch 2 only, Pokemon Z to A is going to do fine. It's just, yeah, you can make the argument that it's not going to sell a whole bunch of Switch 2s, although given how Pokemon has been performing on the Nintendo Switch, and I mean that literally, technical performance might be a system seller on that ground alone.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Lest we forget how badly Pokemon games have been technically this whole past generation.
I mean, Sword and Shield was okay, but yeah, Scarlet and Violet was awful.
But
Yeah,
Petty Fan, the Ocarina of Time tree.
No.
you know,
No, I never cared about that either, but it gets brought up.
I mean,
Anyway, I think we're good on this one because we kind of got another show to get ready for.
Mhm.
yes. All right, so yeah, that'll about do it for this installment of Fragments of Silicon. So coming up on the week ahead is nothing. Like this is actually our last broadcast until October. Sorry, the Sunday reviews before the October 1st broadcast. So basically, we're going to be taking a week and a half off because, once again, I have a mini reunion to deal with next week. So don't really have time to do reviews on Sunday. Don't really. We're not doing a Friday show. We're definitely not doing a broadcast next week. At least not in terms of our regular scheduled programming. If these guys want to do something else, that's up to them. My time is thoroughly filled for the next 10 or so days. Really, the only other bit of regular programming we have is MSP, which is supposed to be debuting at its new home, but honestly, Mac ran into some problems again, so I don't know. MSP could be showing up here on the Fragments channel this week. So
that's what's happening right now.
okay. All right,
So,
good to know.
yep.
So until next time, I shall wish you good gaming.